How's it going, Rogues Gallery, and welcome to another Gundam card game video here on Red Zone Rogue. Today, we have another Gundam card game deck tech, but this time featuring the return of my favorite deck in the entire game, Blue-Red Newtype Tempo Burn. This is a deck that I have featured for every single set since set 1, and I've updated, and you've kind of seen the transition of the deck over time. This is my current iteration of it. I have now teched the deck to be really strong versus aggro. I feel like we actually have a really powerful aggro matchup, while still maintaining a pretty solid matchup versus mid-range and control, blocker style decks. This deck is so much fun, and as always, I will have a link to the deck list in the description down below. Yeah, if you like the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, maybe hype the video, help push the Gundam card game content to spread the good word of Gundam to everyone out there. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into our top down and dive into my favorite deck in the Gundam card game, Red Blue Newtype Burn. Let's do it. Alright, let's get started. First things first, a couple words from our sponsors. First up is Dragon Shield. I'm currently using these brand new Dragon Shield Dragon Lock deck boxes, part of their new Dragon Lock system. They have these deck boxes, slightly smaller ones, slightly bigger ones, a big storage box. I'm going to do a whole review video going over them, but they did send them to me to kind of check out and to test a bit, and they've been really awesome. So if you'd like to pick up anything Dragon Shield, use my promo code ROGUE5 on dragonshield.com for 5% off your order. They are longtime supporters of the channel for many years. So yeah, I love Dragon Shield stuff, and these new boxes are really nice. Just like they are, they're the Dragon Lock system. They have kind of like these metallic locks here. It's magnetic, but these locks make it so like they don't come undone, even though like they're magnetic. So that's really nice. And then also, they do what I would like them to do, is they kind of like fold up neatly. I really hated when deck boxes don't like, I don't know how you do the reverse thing. So anyway, and then our other sponsor is myself. Go to check out redzonerogue.com for all of our awesome playmats, sleeves, merch, all of our cool stuff over at redzonerogue.com, including our Project Red Zone Mecha series done by TCG and mecha industry artists. So go check all that stuff out. Anyway, let's get on with the deck. Don't want to yap too much. So like I said, this is my current favorite deck in the Gundam card game. And I've kind of spent a lot of time like, well, you'll see what it looks like. I spent a lot of time with this deck, making it look really nice. Our sleeves of choice, I have these Gundam card game sleeves that were given to me by Bandai for going to the when they invited me to the world premiere event, but the outer sleeves are actually Dragon Shield outer sleeves. So they still have a really nice shuffle feel, and the really nice foil inside sleeves don't get all grimy or anything. And then for our resource deck, I'm using the Gundam Wing sleeves. So yes, and then of course our resource of choice, I have the Promo 1 EX base, and then I have the Promo I think, are these both Promo 1? Yeah. So yeah, Promo 1 base, Promo 1 resource. Just because, like, yeah, this is my original deck that I've been playing since set 1. And then we have our EX resources, and they are all the plus set 1 resources. Like I said, I've spent a little bit of time on money on this deck. This is my favorite deck, so I went kind of hard on this one. So yes, that's this deck. Let's go ahead and talk about, hold on, that didn't turn out as I would like. Let's go four wide here. Riveting content, I know, riveting content. All right, we also have some tokens. These are our Corsica based tokens. We'll talk about these when the time comes. And here are some Red Zone Rogue sleeves. Look at that. All right, so let's talk about the base, or let's talk about the deck. So as always, I like breaking down a deck in terms of pilot piles. Pilots are really important to Gundam card game deck building. I feel like decks are basically like revolve around your pilot choices. We're actually running 3 in this deck. Three of my favorite pilots in the game. So first one is we have Hamon Karn. She's really, really good. She's one of like what I'd call a ping pilot. Level 5 1 cost, 2/1 pilot. She's Neo, ZEON, and Newtype. When paired with a red unit, you choose an enemy unit that's level equal to or lower than this unit, and you deal 1 damage to it, which is really nice. We're running 3 copies of Hamon Karn. She also just happens to be one of my favorite characters in all of Gundam. I like my lady Hamon-sama. And then my favorite pilot in the game, we have Marita Cruz. Another one of the ping pilots, level 4 1 cost, 2/1, Neo, ZEON, Cyber, Newtype. During link on attack, choose an enemy unit's level equal to or lower than this unit and deal 1 damage to it. Marita Cruz is a huge part, really important part of this deck. I'm running a full 4 of her. And then finally we have Amuro. We have Amuro Ray. Yeah, he's one of the best pilots, if not the best pilot in the game, and it works really well with this deck. This is one of my few Amuro decks, actually. It's a level 4 1 cost, 2/1, Earth-fed, white-based team, new type. When you pair, choose an enemy 5 or less HP, and you rest it. So all our pilots are like gas, right? We have resting, and we have ping, and we're running a full 4 of Mr. Amuro Ray. As you can see, we're fairly pilot heavy. Most of the decks I run these days run around 8. But I think this isn't too bad. We're running 11 here. Most of the deck we have a lot of units and then some really nice backup cards. So let's go over our pilot pairs first. I think I want to just mention, yeah, you know what? We'll go over Hamon Karn first. So Hamon is interesting because she doesn't require a link to actually ping. She just has to be paired with a red unit, which is pretty good. We have a lot of red units. She even works really well with a KSHATRIYA. So yeah, keep that in mind. But the red unit of choice for Hamon Karn is we have her signature QUBELEY. And I really, really like the QUBELEY. It's a level 7 5 cost 5/5. When it's linked up, it gains suppression during that turn. Obviously it links with Hamon Karn and it's Neo, ZEON. And then during pair with any Neo, ZEON pilot. So this will actually work with Marita Cruz if it shakes out that way. When you attack, you can choose a damaged enemy unit and you deal 2 damage to it. So combined with Hamon Karn, on her ping, when you pair her, you can basically shoot something for a total of 3, or you can do 1 to something and 2 to something else if it's already damaged. And you also have suppression, so it's really nice. I like this card quite a bit. We have a couple double damage dealers in the deck, and that's one of the ways we close out the game. This deck is definitely teched against aggro, and I mentioned that earlier. I'll mention it here. This is our top end to kind of like close out the game, but we have a ton of like anti-aggro stuff. And so this is just kind of how we close out the game after we've stabilized as we get to the mid and the late game. Next up we have our Marita Cruz cards. We have the classic Marita Cruz Banshee. Level 6 4 costs 5/4, links with Marita, it's earth-fed. And then during link on attack, you choose exactly 12 cards from your trash, return them to your deck and shuffle. If you do, you set this unit as active and it gains first strike. So basically this is another double attacker, but this one's great because it can actually, like, if they have 1 shield left, you can you can attack into the shield and then finish them off, which is really nice. Which you can't do with suppression. If they have 1 shield left and you hit them with suppression, it'll just do the 1 and it doesn't actually finish them off. So yeah, this is great, and most of the time, if I'm not like, if I don't stumble and I can actually outlast them, I can usually pull this off. At least 1 double attack. So we're running 2 copies of this. I definitely want to see at least one of these in my games. And then another card that I always want to see, this is our best turn 5 play, is the KSHATRIYA. This is my favorite unit in the entire game. I absolutely love this card. So it's a level 5 4 cost 5/4, links with Marita Cruz, and then when you pair it with a Cyber Newtype or a Newtype, so actually any of our pilots, you can choose 1 to 2 enemy units and deal 1 damage to them. So what's kind of funny with the KSHATRIYA is it works with all of our units, right? We obviously get the link bonus from Marita Cruz, but then we get Hamon's on pair because she just cares about it being red, and we also get Amuro's on pair because he doesn't care, he just does it when he pairs. So yeah, I don't know, the KSHATRIYA works really well in the deck, and obviously you want to just link this up with Marita Cruz on turn 5 and just go to town. It's awesome. That like I said, that's my number 1 turn 5 play. Now let's talk about our Amuro package. We're running a couple units for Amuro. Obviously, we have the RX-78-2 starter deck LR. Everyone knows this card's good. Level 4 3 cost 3/4, has repair 2. And then during pair, During our turn, all of our units get 1 AP, which is really nice with our little weenies that we have, and it links with Amuro. So obviously, this is really good. This is our best turn 4 play. Like going turn 4, Gundam into turn 5 KSHATRIYA is so nice. It's so good. Then we're running a couple Gundam Alex, or the Gundam NT1, level 5 4 cost 4/4, also has repair 2, and then when you pair this, you choose a rested enemy unit and deal 1 damage to it. When the effect destroys an enemy unit, you get a draw card. So it's pretty nice, and it links with Amuro, which is good. And we're just running 2 copies of this. This card's pretty sweet, especially if our opponent has a bunch of just dudes with like 1 health remaining. It's really nice to just like pick them off and draw a card. It's really good. And those are all of our like link units. As you can see here, we don't have as many link units as I typically do in a lot of my decks. I like going big on links, but this deck still works extremely well. And our pilots are so versatile that at least like Haman and Amuro still do stuff if they're not specifically linked. And Marita just has a really nice package in the deck. Let's talk about the rest of the units. I'm going to kind of scoot some stuff. So here is one of my pet cards. I really like the Gustav Karl. This is a level 3, 3 cost, 3/4. It's actually really good stat lines. Eats up most of the other units at the same level. It'll eat up like your Rick Diaz, and it'll eat up like Zowarts, and yeah, it's really solid. And then when your opponent has 3 or more enemy units, that has blocker too. So this is how we have like a blocker in our blue deck. You could run the Zolot, which is the level 2, 2 cost, 3/2 blocker, but it can't attack the enemy player. I like this for 2 reasons. It's a little bit slower, but it has more health, double the health, and it can still attack the enemy player. Against other like mid-range and blocker decks, it's, you know, we usually don't get that blocker clause triggered, but at least it can still attack our opponent. And against really aggressive decks, it can eat up a lot of their like 2/2 grunts. So I actually really like this card a lot. It is my personal like pet card, at least for this deck. You could just run the Zolot instead if you wanted the more consistent blocker and still have it, you know, be in blue. And then we also have the Gundam Exia. This is the red one from set 4. This card is so good. It's a level 3, 2 cost, 2/1. We don't really care about the link or anything like that. On deploy, if 2 or more enemy units are in play, so just if they have 2 dudes, choose an enemy unit that's level 2 or lower and you deal 2 damage to it. This is just saying, hey, if your opponent's playing aggro, kill one of their guys. That's literally what this card says. If your opponent just went, you know, turn 2, 1 drop, then you go, assuming you went first, turn 3, Exia, kill one of their 2/2s. Now they just have 1 2/2, and if they attack with it, you just trade this into the other one that just attacked, and this is like a 2-for-1. I think this card's so good. But the time that this card is the worst, and I recently playtested this a bunch with my nephew, shout out to Troyce. He was not playing aggro. He was playing some more like mid-rangey, blockery decks. This card is like not great against blocker control decks. You just play this and it's just a 2/1 that doesn't do anything. They don't even have any like level 2 guys, unless they just happen to have like you know, a Zolwart or something plus something else you can shoot it. But even then, I'll just run it out just to have a 2/1 dude. And then similarly, we also have our gun tank, level 2, 1 cost, 1/2 deploy, choose a rest enemy unit, deal 1 damage to it. Yeah, this is nice. It just helps you know, deal extra damage. Can like, you know, ping one of their little guys. It works really well with one of our bases that we're running that I'll talk about, and it works really well with all the other ping damage that we're doing. It kind of like stacks up. So yeah, I do like the gun tank as well. That's kind of like our low end, right? We have the Exia, the gun tank, and the Gustav Karl. This will help us keep us a little bit alive versus aggro, but we also have a lot of commands and our bases that are going to be good against aggro too. So of course we're running close combat. So 4 of close combat, I run this in almost all of my red decks. Level 2, 2 cost, burst, activate the main or action, choose an enemy unit, deal 2 damage to it. Kill one of their annoying grunts. So yeah, this is really good against aggro and just basically everything actually. Since we have so much burn in the deck, it's just really good with everything we have going on. I'm also running 3 copies of Show of Resolve. This is just really nice to have against other mid-range and other late-game decks as we kind of like peter out, and maybe some of our draws that are good against aggro, we end up drawing them, playing them out just to kind of like tempo play them out, and we might stall a little bit, so getting the card draw is extremely good. So I actually really like the 3 copies in the deck here. And then we also have, running out of space, just put it there. And then we have our bases. So here is my cheeky tech, Izuma Colony. I think this card is super underrated. It's a level 1 cost base. It's a 0/4. Burst, you deploy it, add your shield to hand. When this base receives battle damage from an enemy unit with 3 or less AP, so it doesn't care about level, it cares about their AP, you deal 1 damage to that unit. This makes it, if you can drop this early, especially if you know your opponent is on aggro, you drop this early against their little like 2/2s. Even though it'll take them 2/2s to kill this, because it only has 4 health, they will take 1 damage in return, and you can easily pick them off with stuff like the gun tank, or into the mid game we have Merida, we have the KSHATRIYA, Haman, we have the Exia. This card's way better than it looks. The lower health is a trade up, but yeah, I really like it. Against other decks, obviously it's not super good, but against aggro decks in particular, it's pretty nice. And even against the other decks, you can use this as a 1 cost like draw card, essentially drawing your shield. So I really like the Izuma Colony in an aggro meta specifically. If we had sideboards, this would likely be a 4 of them in my sideboard, but since we don't have to main board for the anti-aggro, I think this is really good, and it's okay in most situations. And then our final base is just our 2 Corsica bases. You have the first time you deploy the Corsica base, you get your 4/2 Tall Geese. The second time, you get your 2 Leos. It's just a nice tempo base, right? It makes dudes, and as we get into like the mid game, we want to be a little bit more tempo. We have our early game anti-aggro stuff, and then we go into the mid to late game and into our tempo. And we can really solidify the matchup as we get into the mid and late game, just pinging off all their stuff, wiping their board. Hopefully the idea is we just clear their board as much as we possibly can. We do that aggressively. I almost never attack their base or shields until I clear their board. The top priority when I play this deck is you clear their board above everything else. Clear their board, and then we just kind of like endure and hope we can get as much value as we can into the mid and late game. We have a lot of nice ways to do that. A lot of 2-for-1s here. Not just Show of Resolve, that's a raw, like, draw 2 cards for 1. But we have stuff like the KSHATRIYA and Merida. These cards that deal damage but also create board presence. Especially stuff like the Gundam Alex over here. So, yeah, that's the conceit of the deck. I really love it. Like I said, it's my favorite deck to play right now. I would say it does really solid against aggro, like I said, we teched it. And it is okay against mid-range and late game decks. And I think that's a lot of the fun of it too. Once you start playing against like mid-range or tempo mirrors, or you're playing against the more control-y decks, you have a really nice back and forth. So yeah, let me know if you've tested this deck out, if you built something similar. Let me know what you think. As you can tell, I spent a lot of time and money kind of like making this deck really nice. I really love this deck. It's so much fun. I would say this is not the easiest deck to play. You have a lot of decision points. Choosing what you ping, sequencing things so you get the most value. It's not the hardest deck to play, don't get me wrong, but it's also not just like aggro, turn stuff sideways. I think it's really fun. I think if you want like a fun interactive deck, give it a shot. And you don't have to make it as fancy as mine. I think just the base level of the deck is still a little expensive because we're running Amuro and RX-78-2, and I think KSHATRIYA is also one of the more expensive cards, but test it out. And let me know what you think. So thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate you for being here. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, maybe hype the video. Let me know if you'd like to see the return of our gameplay series. I had a couple people mention it. I loved making those series, but they're difficult and they don't get as many views as you would think. People say they want to watch it and then they don't watch it. So let me know if you'd like to see the gameplay series, if you'd like to see the Shuffle Alliance return. But with that said, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.